As artificial intelligence gets smarter and faster, it really brings up this huge question. In a world full of these powerful algorithms, what's the uniquely human algorithm? How do we not just survive, but actually thrive? Well, the answer isn't about trying to be a better machine. And to really get why, we need to take a look at a game we are absolutely destined to lose. So before we can figure out where we're going, we've got to get real about the one game we simply cannot win. And for that, we're going to look at one of the most famous man versus machine showdowns in history.
Okay, picture this. It's 1997. You've got Garry Kasparov, arguably the greatest chess player of all time, facing off against IBM's Deep Blue. Now, this machine could calculate a staggering 200 million positions per second. Kasparov's first instinct? Fight fire with fire. He tried to outcalculate the computer. And he lost. But then came the rematch, and this is where it gets really interesting. He totally changed his strategy. He stopped trying to be a better computer and started being more human, making these weird, unpredictable, almost illogical moves. The machine, for all its raw power, just couldn't handle it. The match officially ended in a draw, but the lesson? That was a massive win for humanity. We can't win by playing the machine's game.
So here's the big takeaway, right? We will never, ever win by trying to beat the machine at pure computational power. Our advantage is somewhere else entirely. It's not about following the rules better. It's about knowing when and how to just rewrite the whole rulebook. Now, you might think the big bad guy in this story is the supercomputer, right? The AI. But the real vulnerability, well, it's a lot closer to home. It's actually a flaw that's baked right into how we often think about tough problems. Just take a look at this. How often do we do this? We face a complex problem, and boom, we immediately corner ourselves into a simple choice. Do we cut costs, or do we invest in innovation? Do we demand more alignment from our teams, or do we give them more autonomy? This either-or thinking, it forces us down a path where, honestly, either choice is a compromise. We either stagnate in the market, or we kill off our own innovation. It's a total trap. And this quote, man, it just nails it. Our gut reaction is to get rid of tension, right? Just pick a side and move on. But what if that tension, that uncomfortable feeling, is exactly where the real answer is hiding? In our rush to make it go away, we often throw out the very energy we need to have a breakthrough. Okay, so this brings us to the solution. And it's not about thinking faster or working harder. It's about a fundamental shift in our perspective, moving from a flat two-dimensional choice to this much richer three-dimensional space of what's possible. You see, the most effective problem solvers, they don't just pick one side of a problem. Instead, they build a brand new solution right from the tension between those two opposing ideas. This, right here, is the heart of what's called dialectical thinking. It's all about moving from that either-or trap to a both-and mindset. And this is an ancient idea. Socrates was talking about this stuff. The goal isn't to pick one arrow. It's to use their opposing forces to launch us in a new, more powerful direction altogether. Now, you might be thinking, this sounds pretty abstract. But check this out, because this is where the rubber meets the road. Let's go back to 1994, to the Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. One of their divisions was in a total crisis, completely paralyzed. They were stuck between the cowboys, who were taking way too many risks, and the bureaucrats, who were too scared to do anything at all. Instead of choosing between them, a VP walked up to a whiteboard and drew this simple 2x2 matrix, plotting alignment against autonomy. And just like that, everything changed. The whole team could suddenly see the bad places to be: low performance, bureaucrats, Wild West, and the one place they wanted to be: high performance. It gave them a common language, and for the first time, a real path forward. So how does this actually work? Well, think of it like a three-legged stool. It's a great way to break it down. You've got the form, that's the simple 2x2 grid itself. Then you have the method, the process for how to use it. And finally, you have mastery. That's the human wisdom, the gut feeling to know which tensions are the ones that really matter. Now, here's the absolute kicker. An AI, it can totally replicate the form and the method. It can spit out grids and follow processes all day long. But mastery, that's our secret sauce. It's personal, it's intuitive, and it is uniquely human. That's where we create real value. All right, so if mastery is our superpower, how do we get good at it? Well, it's not some kind of magic. It's a craft. And just like any craft, it has principles and tools that you can actually learn. This craft is built on 5 key principles. It all starts with finding a real creative tension. It needs genuine opposition between two forces. You have to accept that it's a cycle of iteration. Solving one problem just reveals the next one. It requires the integrity to be honest about what you find. And ultimately, the whole point is to achieve transcendence, to create a totally new way forward.
And here's the really good news. You don't have to start from a blank page every single time. A lot of the big, messy problems we deal with are actually reoccurring patterns, or what we can call archetypes. If you can spot the pattern that's in play, like head versus heart or change versus stability, bam, you've got a massive head start. It helps you start asking the right questions right away.
So let's look at a couple of these. Head versus heart. I mean, we've all been there, right? That classic struggle between what makes logical sense and what just feels right. In the age of AI, the machine can give us the head. It can crunch the numbers, give us the rational analysis. But our job, our irreplaceable contribution, it's the heart, the values, the intuition, the morale. Or take change versus stability. It's that constant tug of war between adapting and staying grounded. Too much change, you get chaos. Too much stability, you become irrelevant. The best organizations master both.
And this one brings it all right back to AI. A huge dilemma today is speed versus scope. See, AI is amazing at what you'd call an economy of speed, making the things we already do way faster. But the real lasting advantage, that comes from an economy of scope, our deep knowledge, our strategic assets. The goal isn't just to be the fastest car on the track, it's to combine that speed with our unique capabilities, using technology to enhance our core human skills, not replace them.
Okay, so how do you actually do this? Here's a super simple four-step cycle you can use. First, you acknowledge and name the tension you're feeling. Second, you catalog and organize everything about the situation to find the two main forces at play. Third, you design and name your 2x2 grid and what each of the four boxes represents. And finally, you proof and test it. Does this way of looking at it give you a new insight? It's a constant cycle of getting clearer and clearer.
All right, let's pull all these threads together. In a world that is just flooded with data and processing power, what's our real job? What is the human algorithm? Well, it's about finding wisdom.
You know, the real goal here, the big prize, is something called transcendence. It's that incredible shift from looking at a problem and feeling completely trapped to looking at that exact same problem and seeing a whole new world of opportunity. That either-or reaction makes us feel stuck, but the both-and response, the one this 2x2 thinking encourages, it just naturally pulls you toward a new, different, and better perspective.
And that really brings us to the bottom line. In an age of artificial intelligence, our greatest value is our authentic wisdom. AI can compute, our job is to comprehend. AI follows rules, our job is to define them. AI can optimize what's already known, our job is to navigate the unknown. This way of thinking, this is the framework that sharpens our most human skills: organization, visualization, and experimentation. And so that leaves us with just one final thought. The tools are here, the path is pretty clear. The only question left is the one you have to ask yourself. In this incredible new age of AI, how are you going to use your authentic wisdom?